Hey everybody, Ron Harris here for Muscular Development. As 2019 is coming to a close in a few days, I want to take a couple minutes to recognize, pay tribute to those who we lost from the sport and the industry of bodybuilding this year, 2019. Some very, very prominent figures, some people who will be very much missed. First up, Franco Columbo. You all know Franco. Franco was a two-time Mr. Olympia champ. If you saw the movie Pumping Iron, which I'm sure most of you did, if you're like me, you probably saw it. You've seen it 100 times or more. Franco was, of course, Arnold's training partner, best friend, very prominent in the movie. You saw him going back to his native Sardinia. He had come to bodybuilding from the sport of boxing. I guess in one of those full circle things, he ended up passing away in his native Sardinia in August at the age of 78. He was visiting, supposedly had a heart attack while swimming off the coast of San Teodoro in his native Sardinia. Franco was inspirational for many reasons. First of all, he was shorter. He was 5'5". I think he was probably more like 5'4", 185 pounds at his best. Showed that you didn't have to be the tallest or the heaviest guy to be the best. He was also incredibly strong. We saw him do things like a 700-pound deadlift at 185 pounds, bench press 500 pounds, did things like strongman things of the old-time strongman era, demonstrations, blowing up hot water bottles, taking those steel rods and banging them in his mouth. Competed in the World's Strongest Man, the very first World's Strongest Man championships back in 1977, where he incurred horrible knee injury while running with a refrigerator on his back. Came back from that and won the Olympia again in 1981. Became a chiropractor, so did a lot of things in his life. He's going to be remembered by all of us. Franco Columbo, rest in peace. Next up, another star of Pumping Iron, Ed Corney. Ed Corney was a Mr. America, Mr. Universe, twice runner-up at the Mr. Olympia contest in the lightweight class, which Franco used to win that class back there was a short era where the Mr. Olympia would have a lightweight and a heavyweight, and they would pose down for the overall title. Franco and Arnold used to do that. You saw it in the movie Pumping Iron. Ed Corney, incredibly hard trainer. He was a little bit older than all the other guys, but there was that scene in Pumping Iron we'll never forget. Showed Ed squatting with Arnold, barefoot, to total failure till he literally collapsed after the set. Ed Corney, also known for his tremendous posing prowess. You know, he's an inspiration for generations that followed as far as how to make posing look both powerful and graceful. He had a very unique posing style with those beautiful transitions. And I always remember that line that Arnold said while he was watching him pose in the movie. They showed Arnold in the audience pointing to Ed Corney saying, "That's posing." Next up, he was 85 years old. He was actually the first one. He passed away on January 1st, New Year's Day of this year. Next up, we had Jeff Everson. Passed away in February at the age of 68. Now, he was best known as the husband of six-time Ms. Olympia, Corey Everson, but he was very, very much accomplished in his own right. He was the editor of Muscle and Fitness magazine for several years. He went on later to launch his very popular magazine, all on his own, Planet Muscle. I was privileged enough to write for Planet Muscle for a while, communicated with Jeff, never got to know him in person, but always enjoyed our interactions that we had in email and so forth. Jeff was a very knowledgeable, and he had a great sense of humor, in which he always put some of that humor into his writing. I think that's always a great thing if you can do that. It just makes things more interesting. Jeff, one of the icons of the industry, certainly. Rest in peace, Jeff. Probably what I feel the most tragic loss, the most tragic death in this year, 2019, was Matt Porter. Matt was only 34 years old. He was an accomplished bodybuilder in his own right, much more well-known as a coach and an educator. He had his own company, Matt Porter Approved, did a lot of very educational, informative videos. All his coaching clients spoke so highly of Matt. They all considered him a very good friend as well as a coach. He's someone I really wish I had gotten to know better. Knew him a little bit, but you know, you always think there's more time. There's going to be another show or another chance to get to know someone better. And, you know, unfortunately, you never know when it's your time, whether it's any of us watching or anybody we know. Did not get to know him as well as I wish of. He left behind his wife, Rachel, Prince Porter, and their son, Noah, who was less than a year old when Matt passed. So that's it. Matt, rest in peace. You'll be missed. In August, we lost David DEARTH at the age of 56 from a heart attack while he was in the hospital for something else. David was best known as one of the WBF athletes, Vince McMahon's World Bodybuilding Federation. They gave him a nickname, the Rock and Roll Wild Child, which really fit his personality very well. To everyone who knew him, again, he's someone I really wish I'd gotten to know David. Everyone who knew him said he was such a cool guy, so fun to be around, just a big personality. Physique was just tremendous. He wasn't a huge guy, but he had just incredible shape, proportion, symmetry, balance, all that. I'd say he was one of the most underrated pros, because these guys that went over to the WBF, they didn't fare too well when they came back to the IFBB. They were all sort of punished. David DEARTH was one of them, but tremendous physique. And rest in peace, David. Last but not least, we had DARRYL Stafford from Georgia. Passed away of a heart attack at age 59, very early in the year. DARRYL, best known for, he won the light heavyweight class at the 1987 USA, where the overall went to Mike Quinn. Same year, he was runner-up to Sean Ray at the NPC Nationals. These days, the top two guys from the Nationals turned pro. Back then, it was only the class winners, as it was for many years. In the USA, it was only the overall champion for many years turned pro. So he didn't turn pro until 1993. His best showing was 10 years later at the Masters Olympia in 2003. He got third place there. Another man who had a very, very classic physique, tiny waists, round muscle bellies, beautiful shape, symmetry, proportions. I would say DARRYL Stafford was a front runner for classic physique that came along later. So on behalf of Muscular Development, I want to offer condolences to the friends, family of all these men. They each contributed to the sport and industry in their own unique way. Their memories will live on in all of our hearts. They will all be missed. That's it, guys. Every day could be our last day. You never know. So treasure every day as if it could be your last. Tell your loved ones you love them as often as you can. And people that you mean to stay in touch with, that you think there's always going to be another chance to reconnect with them or to hang out with them or to talk to them. We might not get that chance. So do your best, guys, to appreciate everyone that's still here, because we all never know when this could be the end of the line for us. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please have a happy and safe new year. I'll talk to you later.